You heard that conference is being recorded?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so then we're all right. My control panel is kind of frozen, even though I just rebooted, so it should be fine. So at least I know that the conference is all right. Patrick just put up a new folder. Owner bounty.
John Hill.
And he's got a lot of blank forms in there. And I think, at least what it means for me, is that we're building a new folder, but the last one is still active.
Huh?
Okay, there's someone talking.
People trying to mute out.
I'm on a conference call. I can't talk. Okay.
Well, the people who are having a conversation, please mute out.
Sounds like our TV's on, too.
Anything is better than that snoring and hawking and stuff.
Okay, that's better. Okay, my panel just woke up and it says there's 33 people here and I can see talk. Okay, so something got unstuck, but now I can track that down. Okay, so you notice that Patrick has a new folder out there with several SF forms. There's a couple of new ones. The 25 is in there. None of them are filled out. So that really means that in terms of examples, our examples in the previous folder claiming your labor are still active. So we need to be able to go through both folders. And what this bounty hunter seems to be is part of our enforcement now. So I gather that the things aren't coming through as Patrick expected. Okay, so Sherry Howard had some noise in the background.
Okay, I'm on the line. Go ahead and mute everybody out, Tom.
Okay.
Anybody that comes on the line, please mute yourself out so that there's no background. We want to try and make this a clean, clear call because this information is important. I'll be recording it a couple different ways also, and maybe put them up as a little clearer call in the process. One of the key things out here is basically I posted up from July 8th a clip of Rod Class's call that he had on that date, on the 8th of July. He had a good point, okay? Well, two good points, but he's still not there, okay? He's doing things wrong in what he's doing, okay? And he's also using a attorney group with bar licenses, and basically that's going to get him into trouble in the long run, okay? Because none of these bar licensed people are really working for us in the process. So the key thing that he brought out was being a bounty hunter. Now, supposedly he said something about that in the past. I never caught on to that I don't listen to him all the time either. Well, I went out and started looking at the bounty hunter. I knew that basically like the DD-214, the military, basically was classified as a bounty. But I've been talking about the payment and the performance bonds out here. Well, I should have caught on that basically these are bailment bonds that we have. Because even when we did our non-UCCs, we addressed our fictional person as being the bailor, bailing all the bailments back to us as the bailee under our non-UCC filing of bailee, bailor. So that would make all of these items, these performance and payment bonds that are out here under these UCC contract trust, basically bailments, to come back to us. Bail bonds. Okay? One of the other things is basically we have a foreign grantor trust. Okay? We are a foreign state to, like, the United States, all capital, and to the state of, out here, all capital. These are foreign commercial states. They are illegal states in all actuality. If you go in and read the Constitution, Article 4, Section 3, okay, it states, new states may be admitted by Congress into this union, but no new state shall be formed or erected within the jurisdiction of any other state. Therefore, the state of Iowa is an illegal state, unconstitutional, and it's a state of insurrection against the Republic of Iowa.
Turn the volume up.
Okay? So right there, they're violating the Constitution. Okay? All these bar attorneys are basically out here. Rod did mention them starting up in Florida. They came in, and basically is what they are, is a foreign commercial banking bounty hunter. I've been trying to figure out how and what charges these bar attorneys, these courts, are filing in against our assets. I knew that, or had heard about one public defender that basically quit. He was getting paid $500 to get somebody off if they got him off the charges. If they went to jail, he was getting paid $1,750. Well, where was that coming from? It was coming from the bailment bonds from whatever charging instrument they were using. The driver's license, the marriage license, whatever. Okay, Social Security account. And the court would come in under their bar association, and they would file a bounty hunter's claim of 10% against the performance bond of that UCC contract trust, against the bailment bond, performance bailment bond. But they would come in as a bounty hunter. See, they've been using this bounty hunter game out here all along. We just didn't see it. And we didn't see that we are the only valid bounty hunters out here. We don't need a state license. But we were given a license, a badge number, when we got our foreign grantor trust number. Write that down. Foreign grantor trust.
Mm-hmm.
We are a foreign state to these commercial states. Therefore, we are the federal government. That's what the foreign stands for in that foreign grantor trust. We are the grantor. We were the initial bailor, bailing part of our inheritance over to fund these accounts, these UCC contract trust accounts, and therefore they're trust. So now you get the word trust that is in foreign grantor trust in the process. You now have, with that 98 series number or foreign grantor trust EIN, that is what on the badge number that I have for my federal government owner and /bounty hunter badge number. and then the date that that was issued. It all fits. Now, we the people are the owners of America, not the government, not the national government, and not this foreign commercial government. We are the federal government, and that was established per the Articles of Confederation. Federation is basically a grouping of people united in one combined process. But they didn't use federation when they set up the Constitution. They used the phrase, we the people. Because the sovereignty of the states could not do it. It had to be the people. The sovereignty of the people. The estate owners, the men that basically were setting up this country. This is all throughout history. And basically women get in there and think they've got to have a controlling issue in all the damn process because they think men can't control anything. Well, basically, when a woman gets in there, I'm sorry to say, they have a completely different outlook on their perspectives. They need to stay in the kitchen, at the home, defend the home. That's what their prime responsibility. They're supposed to be part of the estate. They're supposed to be bonded either to their husband, to their father, to their dead father, or to their dead husband. They're protected by the estate. Live with it. Don't abuse it. Okay? This is the same process that the birds and the bees use, too. Okay? They protect the female. Who is the one that wears the flashy clothes in the bird kingdom? It's the male, not the female. So basically, if you want to wear all your flashy jewelry and everything else, and basically your skimpy outfits and everything else, you're going to get exactly what you deserve. Treated like a slut. Okay, enough of that. Now, let's get back on to target here about being a bounty hunter. We are an executive bounty hunter. Okay? We are an executive owner, as we are we the people, in every one of the state and the national constitutions. We have the sovereignty. The state republic has sovereignty. Also, for certain items. There's only 15 valid amendments to the Constitution. There's 10 other items out there known as the 10 Commandments. That's the universal commandment laws out here that you are supposed to live by. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not do this. Thou shalt not do that. Okay? You know those. Father and mother. Father is your spirit. That's who brought life into you. The person that planted a seed in your mother, okay, she's not really your mother. She just basically the kitchen help. She took all the minerals and everything and put them into a bowl, mixed them up, and then basically shot out a loaf of bread. She didn't really give you life. It was your spirit that brought life to that little baby. And the true mother was Mother Earth that gave you all the minerals to make up in the proper perspectives. That's who honor thy father and mother really is all about. It's honoring Mother Earth and also your spiritual father. Okay? So enough about misunderstandings about religious bullshit. Now, we also have 15 American commandments that are out here to set the stage for what we are supposed to be doing in this country and basically the authority that we have to do them with. Therefore, basically in this country, the people only have 15 commandments or 25 commandments that you have to know, 25 laws. That's it. All this other shit is basically bullshit. It's for corporations. You're not a corporation unless you volunteer into the corporate world. 16th through the 27th amendments. They are invalid amendments. Nobody has taken them to the Supreme Court and forced the Supreme Court to have them removed from the books because the people didn't know they had the power to do that. Those amendments all infringe upon the people's rights that are laid out in the 9th and 10th Amendments. The estate owners, the men, when they come of age, 21, and start claiming their estate, and basically then also the state sovereignty that's addressed in the 9th and 10th Amendment. See, one of these 16 to 27 amendments took that away from the state. They took rights away from the state and gave it to these public democracy people out here running around thinking that basically they are the ones to choose the senators. No. The state's Congress, the sovereignty of the Republic of the state was supposed to choose the senators. The senators were supposed to protect the rights of the sovereignty of the states. The representatives were supposed to protect the rights and the sovereignty. See, people don't know how to read this Constitution. Okay? We basically have the right to basically pick up our persons from these foreign states as the bounty hunter. We can go out and bring them back to the Republic. That's what we have to do. No person shall be held to service or labor in one state under the laws thereof, escaping into another, shall in consequence of any law or regulation therein be discharged from service or labor, but shall be delivered up on claim of the party to whom such service and labor may be due. All of our fictional persons, service and labor is due back to us as we are the owner, not to these commercial foreign bar banking agents claiming to be a valid bounty hunter. Items like Title 15 U.S.C., Section 1 and 2, to where they have $1 million item per individual, $100 million for a corporation for violating our rights of trade, for monopolizing under Section 2, the right of trade. What are those values? Those are the warrant rewards. And you as a bounty hunter, that is basically, you can put a claim in against that $1 million. Turn those people in. Turn their bonds in. How do you get the bonds? You basically go to the sheriff. You try and get the EIN from the county attorney, from the magistrate judge, from the clerk of the court. They ain't going to give it to you. You've got to go to basically the sheriff with your bounty, with your federal government owners and bounty hunters badge of authority and order the release of that bond number. Then you put your bond claim in using the SF-30 and the SF-25A or 25B or 25 or 25A. 25 is the performance for a corporate construction contract, and basically then 25A is the payment bond. Now, whether they operate under those or whether they operate under the 1416 and the 1418, I don't know. As an individual, I would go after the 14, 16, and 18. After the corporation, I would go after the 25 and 25A. You turn around and you take those into the federal district court or to that federal bankruptcy court. Watch some of these movies out here that talk about bounty hunters. You go to the court. You basically can also take in your bounty hunters' receipts using the SF-1047 and put a claim in for that. Now, we turn around and we will take our items back into the court. Verdell basically turned around and put her SF-30, got her bankruptcy case reopened. Basically, it got re-shut down in a way, but what the result was that the trustee was fired. He no longer had any control over her assets. So now she has to come back in as the bounty hunter with her SF-30, her badge of authority, her bounty hunter's badge, which is her 98 series number, and then basically with the SF-1414, the 1416, the 1418 forms, and come in as the bounty hunter, claim the 10% right now against the bailment bonds. As the owner on the badge, they would have 3 days to get those processed for total liquidation of those bailment bonds. Not 30 days, not anything else. And see, we have the executive authority. Like I said, basically in that document, 2-page document that I put up there. Per the preambles of the constitutions, we stand as the owner, as the executive over these governments, not the president. He's not the head executor of establishing or the governor. They are the executive officer of the corporation. So we are the creator executor of these governments. We stand as a U.S. executive law enforcement agent per Article 2, Section 2, as a valid bounty hunter of your republic, state, militia. The president is basically the chief commanding officer of the Army, the Navy, and the state militias. That's where you have the right to bear arms, keep and bear arms. You don't need to have any registered number. Nowhere in this does it say you've got to have a registered gun. Nowhere does it say your gun can't be concealed. Nowhere does it say you can't go out and get a bulletproof vest. If you're in the militia, you have every right, and you are a bounty hunter, you have every right to have all of those protections, just like a licensed bounty hunter within the state that goes after commercial bounty bail bonds. If they have the right, you have a more powerful right. And it's also addressed in Article 4, Section 2, that when one of your slaves flees and goes into a different state jurisdiction, you as the owner can either go yourself as the bounty hunter, or you can basically pay another person to be the bounty hunter for you. They will get 10% of the bounty bailment bonds in the process. You don't need them. You can do this yourself. This is also supported by the 8th Amendment and the 14th Amendment, and also the Expatriation Act. Okay? These were all put in place prior to the 1871 creation of this foreign state, United States, as a commercial banking corporation that was copyrighted out of London town by the Rothschild bankers. Our right as a bounty hunter was also confirmed by the Supreme Court in 1872 to 1873 court ruling. They could not deny it because it's all right there in the Constitution if you know how to read between the lines. That's the problem that most people don't have. They can't read between the lines and see what the thing is actually saying. They don't understand the words, like inhabitant. To be an inhabitant, that means you're sitting in that office. You're inhabiting an office. Therefore, you can't run for that office while you're inhabiting it. You've got to be out of it. All these damn congressmen that run for 25 years in a row and keep getting put back in there, no. The senators, all these other people, they're out here. And nowhere in the Constitution does it give anywhere, and it tried to prevent that, of having any retirement by the government for these people holding the office. Because you establish a retirement in that office position, and basically the retirement is basically being controlled by a set of bankers. Now, who's controlling that person? The bankers. See, that's what people don't really understand. You got assets to the Treasury. We've had that. There was never to be any debtor prisons in this country. Like I pointed out. Okay? Article 4, Section 1. First one, full faith and credit shall be given in each state to the public acts. Well, basically, if you become a public debtor, that is a public act. You go on to read down below. And Congress may, by general laws, prescribe the manner in which such acts shall be proved and the effect thereof. But the full faith and credit was there to pay the debt, either by a judicial proceeding or by, later on, it was addressed in the statutes at large, 5th Congress, Section 2, Chapter 49 and 50, that you were to petition the Secretary of the Treasury if these damn stinking courts would not properly do their justice processing. That's what basically people don't understand about these damn courts. The courts are supposed to be there, but that is only the republic courts. The Constitution, you go on down in Article 4, okay? Section 4 of Article 4. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion. Yeah. Our governments did one hell of a backstabbing against the people. Selling out. And all this bar association and banking association is a communist organization. We have the biggest communist organization in the world right here in the United States. It's not in China. It's not in Russia. It's not in North Korea. Okay? This communist banking organization is right here in America. And we have more commercial bounty hunters in this country than any country in the world. We have over 70% of the commercial bounty hunters right here in America. And they all ought to be locked up or shot or put on a damn boat to be sent out in the middle of the ocean and sunk. Why did Hillary Clinton want to be Secretary of State? Because as Secretary of State, she was over all the passports that are held by the Secretary of State's office. Each one of those passports basically has a performance and a payment bond. When the people applied, they set up a UCC contract trust. They granted funds, and they created a bailment bonds, known as the payment performance bonds there. That passport is really a international passbook savings account, because you can take that passport, you lose all your money, you lose your tickets home, you can go into the American consulate and draw funds using your passport, because it's worth $11.2 million bond value. So why did Hillary want to be Secretary of State? So she could put a bounty hunter's claim against each one of those performance bailment bonds for 10% and have that transferred over to her foundation. The FBI isn't smart enough to understand this. That's why they couldn't do anything against her. And they wouldn't do anything until basically somebody would stand up and complain about it. And so far, nobody has the understanding about the banking system out here the right way. Just maybe one or two people. Read these 2 pages. It's all right there, stating how we have the right to come in, and we can even go in. And basically now, when we get our badge, now I sent off for my badge. It should be getting there, supposed to be delivered tomorrow morning out Washington. I tried to order it online, but my debit card wouldn't take. My Direct Express debit card wouldn't go through. So I sent them out $155 money order. I got a silver background with a gold highlighted in black lettering badge, a clip-on badge, or with clip or whatever. I also got, and that cost me $100 for the badge. I also got a billfold wallet to put that badge in, a 2-fold billfold, okay? You can put money in it, whatever, and basically your pictures and whatever, documents into it. That costs $49. So altogether, it's $6 shipping. Now, you can get it cheaper than that. You get it just strictly all silver, and basically that costs you about maybe $56. If you want it to just hang around your neck, basically on a sort of like those ones that show in the bounty hunter movies with a chain, that costs about $29. So under $100, you can get one to go that route. The place I got it from was www.badgeandwallet.com. And you can make up your own. I would try and keep on the same lines of what I did in the process, but the number of your badge is going to be your foreign grantor trust EIN, and then the date down below is going to be the date that you got that number. So I hope they get mine tomorrow, and then I hope to have it back in my hands maybe Wednesday or Thursday at the earliest. And at that point in time, I will be headed right into the sheriff's office and then basically on up to the federal courthouse and to the bankruptcy court with my documents and basically go in there into the administrative court and place my bounty hunter's claim for the 10% and also with, okay? And that's what Verdell is going to have to do down in Florida. Okay, I've already talked it over with her. She's set the stage now, but she has to complete the process. She just can't sit and wait because they're not going to give her all that stuff. And see, when we go in there, basically we will be getting the Secret Service and the IRS and everything else involved into this process when we settle these items. I've already sent a copy of my badge off to all these guys. Okay? Haven't heard anything back from them. They're not going to respond back to me until basically I show up on their doorsteps, badge in hand. Because they know damn well I'm right. So they're not going to comment. When the Secret Service was out here to my house and I pointed out the window and said, you know, I own that car you're driving. That's a government vehicle, right? Well, I'm the owner of that car. And they did not rebut it. because they knew damn well I was right. They won't even touch me anymore. I mean, I could go into these damn courthouses here in my county and scream my bloody head off at the damn magistrate judge, the county attorney, and basically look directly into the district court judge and stare him right down to where he will try and run away from me. Because they are fraudulent, they can go to jail. Big time. We can kick them out of their offices. We know where they have been filing these damn bounty hunter claims now against our commercial assets. Under the payment or the performance bond of like the driver's license. Yeah, the performance bond gets rebuilt back up. It's the high interest. Are they paying taxes on that? No. Because they're filing in through the bankruptcy court and hiding it away. And the bankruptcy court basically there is complicit because most of the damn bankruptcy judges are females. There's more graft and corruption in this damn commercial banking court system than you could shake a stick at. They were about ready, the Secret Service and U.S. Marshals, when I went into a bankruptcy court. They were just about ready to jump me and bind me up and everything else. And they told me this later. For threatening the judge. But when I pointed to the seal, the Justice Department seal, and said that I am that eagle in that seal, and I stand over this court, that's when they backed the hell off. I knew that was very powerful. I just didn't know that I had the power of being an executive bounty hunter and that I could have arrested every one of those people in that court that day, or at least arrested their bailment bonds and walked out of there a very rich man. $100,000 a whack. That's pretty hefty. I mean, you want a new job? I've given it to you. Become a federal government bounty hunter. Run these guys out of the country. Start putting a claim in under Title 15, USC, Section 1 and 2. $100,000 out of that $1 million charge. That's a pretty hefty reward. Okay. I hope you guys basically take the time, read this document over, go into that website. There's other badge websites that you can get a badge made up, and basically know that you have the power, have your documentation. And this basically right here is more than enough documentation. You can reword it, but use what I have. You don't need to have a 55-page document or anything like that. Keep it simple, stupid. The old saying goes. The other saying is basically, stop and smell the roses. But there's a follow-up to that. Stop and smell the roses. Slow down. Smell the roses. But be aware of the thorns and the bees, because you will either get pricked or you will get stung. Jesus only did it for 40 days, stopped and smelled the roses to figure out how he could get stung or pricked. Moses tried to do it with the Hebrews for 40 years out in the desert. It didn't do a damn bit of good. They still got pricked and stung by the Jezebel banking system. That's how simple it is. Read the Constitution. There's more items there that people have never looked. Okay? All these people that claim to be a constitutional lawyer and all that, that's total bullshit. Where is there ever a statement, oh, I'm a constitutional lawyer, I'm a this, and basically people go and pay them $1,000 for their expertise as a constitutional lawyer, and then they don't even know these basic items out of the damn Constitution. That's what really gripes my ass. These guys charge for information that is sitting right there in front of you. And all you have to do is analyze it properly and understand what it's all about. You have a slave. You have a right to go after that slave. And you could either send yourself or a bounty hunter. If you send the bounty hunter, he's going to get 10%. But if you go as the bounty hunter, you can claim that 10%, and then you can claim all that slave's assets back too. So you get 100%. I think I would take the time to get the extra 10% too. Why give it to somebody else? They've got their own shit to go after. Tell them to go after their own goddamn slave. Leave mine alone. I'll take care of him. Now, if somebody's in prison, you can basically go in, because all these prisons, they are not republic prisons. They're not the Republic of Iowa prison. They're not the United States of America Republic federal prisons. They are commercial United States, all capital prisons. They are state of all capital prisons, commercial prisons. They're in a foreign state. And you can come in basically and place the arrest warrant to bring them out under that Article 4, Section 2, and have them return to the Republic state jurisdiction. And I'll tell you something right now. Basically, one guy that I know of went in, basically is in there 2 years in a state commercial prison for not having a valid driver's license. 2 years. Under this fraudulent magistrate judge, state judge, in a process. Go into the federal court or into the state Supreme Court, and you basically throw down and you get power of attorney for him. And basically you throw down the SF-30 and basically his bailment bonds. And basically you claim that he is basically the principal surety in the process, and that he is to be delivered up over here to the Republic side of this state. Get him out of prison. Bring him over here. Every prisoner that's in these foreign commercial state prisons or federal prisons, we have to come in. We get the power of attorney for them. Or basically their own family members can get the power of attorney for him and basically come in as a bounty hunter and demand his release to the Republic state. That's simple. It's right there in the Constitution. You can show this to them. You can take this document that I have right here, 2 pages, and shove it right up their ass. I'm sick of these damn foreign bankers, commercial bankers out here ripping this country off, messing with the farmers. The farmers were never to have Social Security in the process. Okay? That was one of the other things that basically they tried to bring in. But initially, and they brought it in under the National Farm Organization, the Communist Organization, National Farm Organization, to basically go out and convince the farmers that they needed to have Social Security. Social Security was only a commercial system to be set up for the manufacturer in the major cities to fund those manufacturing corporations. And you can read that out there. We haven't had a valid president in this country since Woodrow Wilson. Before him, he sold his soul, and then he tried to beg forgiveness afterwards. Say, oh, I screwed up. Forgive me, forgive me. Yeah, I really fucked over the country, and now, I should be forgiven because I did this terrible deed. He had to be dug up and thrown out in the ocean. Cinder blocks and everything else around him, and basically sent to the depths of the ocean. Lower than whale shit. Yes, there is room in life for hate. But don't hold it in. Let it out. Get rid of it. And that's what I'm doing right now by venting. I'm venting that out. See, I don't go with that religious bullshit about, you can't hate anybody. No, I can hate this type of bullshit. There is no forgiveness for some of that shit. These guys have openly stated treason. Even that shithead Obama outright made a statement in the United Nations that basically the people are incompetent, and we, as the elite, we need to control them. And any Secret Service, U.S. Marshal, agent, or anything like that is protecting that fucker's ass, they ought to be shot too. Okay. I think I got my point across here now. Hopefully this call came through pretty clean. And open it up for questions, Tom, or comments, or rebuttals, or whatever you want to call me. Go ahead. Star, whatever, or Tom, you unmute them, whatever.
Yes, I just muted myself. Yes, I muted a lot of people making a little bit of noise to keep it clean. So if you can't come in, do a *6 to get yourself in and ask your question.
Now, try and come in to where you don't have noise in the background and speak loudly and clearly so that basically we can hear your questions and when you ask them, okay? And come in one at a time if you can.
No need to say I have a question, just ask the question.
Yes.
Hey, Tom, this is Donnell. I got a question. You said you got a visit from the Secret Service. What type of questions did they ask you? I know you said they asked about the performance and payment and our understanding of the commerce system, but just about what type of questions did he ask you?
It's going to depend on what type of questions they're going to ask you. They're trying to feel you out, okay?
Oh, okay.
Basically,
so it's not like an interrogation.
I submitted a lot of different things. I did closed checks. I did some of the accepted for values in the past and different things like that. But I never created any bonds. I told people to stay totally away from the bonds, writing any bonds. You've already bonded yourself. Why would you create any additional debt?
Right.
See, that's what a lot of these people are in prison for, is because they have created an additional debt out here.
Okay.
Okay?
Makes sense. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you just have to, when these people come and see you, you have to stop and think before you answer their question. And in some cases, you try and put a question right back to them.
Okay.
No, you're the owner. You own this fucking country. They are the public servants. Don't let them try and control you.
I got you.
But treat them with some servant master respect.
Okay. That's great. That's a lot of confidence, man. I appreciate that.
Oh.
Also, I went in and I turned down SF-30 forms and the 1414, the 1416, the 1418 into the court. I had a court date a couple of days ago and wait for a response. You know, the first question they asked me was, where's our bail bondsman? Who did I work for? That made me feel great. I was like, man, I'm right on the money. You asking me some crap like that. I work for myself. That's who I work for.
You've got to be the bounty hunter. And see, who does the bounty hunter go to collect his bounty when he arrests somebody in the movies? They go to the bail bondsman. And basically the bail bondsman here is going to be the clerk of the court.
Right. Okay, they didn't like that at all.
Clerk of the court.
Yeah,
and basically
real
all those at the federal courthouse, both the bankruptcy court and basically the federal court, they all have walk-in vaults. There's money sitting there. You have to go in and properly claim that. All those U.S. Marshals and everything, those accountants and everything, Secret Service, basically the FBI, they're all, the vast majority of in those organizations are all accountants.
Okay. Yeah, you make it real simple, man. You do. It's fucking great.
You take care of yourself first, then you can go out and help others, and then you can go out and start bringing these other people in. Yeah, $100,000 a day? Shit, that ain't too bad. Start arresting a judge a day.
Shit, hell no.
Yeah. Apple a day, a judge a day.
That'll clean it up.
Yeah. How many judges are there in your damn state?
Oh, yeah.
And you're part
Thanks
of the
for everything,
militia.
bro.
You can basically, as part of the militia, show me where I can't have a concealed weapon. Show me where I need to have my gun license. You walk into a gun salesman place. You throw your badge down. Say, here, I'm a federal government agent. I want to buy this gun. Are they going to ask you for all that garbage that everybody else has to sign up for? I don't think so.
Nah, I don't think so either. And I was wondering about that, and you basically explained it with that badge and with the passport. Basically, that's everything you need right there. Then you fully funded with your accounts in the state, so got everything you need.
Yeah, we come in and it's basically the bounty hunter, and we have a right. Here's my bounty hunter license number right here at the top of my badge.
Hell yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Okay, I redid those files and resent it in to the IRS.
Just let them
in
go.
the meantime,
they're not going to do anything. Okay? We can turn around now and take these into the administrative courts out here and basically process them there. We could tell them that basically we've got, when the Secret Service and when the IRS and everything else talks with us, let them know that we've already sent this shit into the UCC Contract Trust Division, and they didn't do shit out there. So basically, I'm going to file a charge against them too.
Okay. So since I already did that registered mail filing, I can go ahead and apply for my badge then, since I have a 98 number, and go ahead and go through that process.
Yeah, you've got your non-UCC on file.
Right.
You've got your documentation and everything else.
Uh-huh.
And see, you did that non-UCC as the Bailey Bailor.
Yeah.
Right there.
And
that helped establish the fact that you are a bounty hunter. You're coming in to claim your bailments bonds.
Okay.
And these UCC contract trusts all are holding bailment bonds. And they're your slave. But the problem is, your slave ain't going to show up, so what do? You pick up the bonds. Because he's a no-show. And see, that's what the court is doing. The fugitive never showed up. But they turned around and they put a bounty claim against the bail bonds, and then they turned around and got you to become the principal surety on the other side, too. So they double dip. Hell, they triple dip, these damn shitheads.
Okay.
That's what the bankers have been doing all along on all the mortgages and everything in this country.
Right.
Patrick, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. He's done.
Okay, Patrick, so if I'm understanding you correctly, and maybe I'm not, if we send our documents to the UCC Contract Trust Division, they're not going to follow through like the rest of these folks?
They haven't so far. Mine have been out there for almost 2 weeks, and I haven't heard anything out of them. Because basically, they are all these items are bailment bonds, okay? And when you read the definition, at the very first part there of that document that I put out there, okay, it says, basically a bounty hunter, sometimes called a bounty killer, is a person who captures fugitives, or criminals. Well, basically, our fugitive is a fictional person. Let me know when you capture your fictional person, okay? I'd like to see him. For a monetary reward, bounty, this occupation, seen almost exclusively in the United States, is also known as bail enforcement agent, bail agent, recovery agent, bail recovery agent, or fugitive recovery agent. While historically they existed in many parts of the world, bail bond agents are almost exclusively found in the United States and the Philippines in its former Commonwealth, as the practice is illegal under the laws of most other countries. That is out of Wikipedia. And see, we are going to be a bail bond bounty hunter. we're going to come in and say, hey, that fugitive cannot be found. Therefore, we have the right to claim the bail bond because he's a no-show.
So should we still file our non-UCC liquidation packages, but just sit back and wait and then file a charge when they don't react?
No, you walk these fuckers into the bankruptcy court or the federal district court.
Oh, okay.
You
Okay.
go in as a fucking bounty hunter. You get your badge.
Okay, got it.
You don't sit on your ass for nothing. That's what basically they were hoping Burdell was going to do down in Florida. They released all of her assets from the control of the trustee. Therefore, they're sitting there waiting for her, the property, come in and claim it as the bounty hunter and the owner, claiming for fugitives back into the Republic of Florida.
Archbishop Brown.
You got a question?
I think you just came on the call.
And do we take it down to the bankruptcy court? Just turn to the clerk of court? We don't do a bankruptcy chapter 15 with it, just clerk of court?
No, you come in as the bounty hunter. Watch a couple bounty hunter movies out there.
Okay.
Okay? It's that simple. Go and talk to a bounty hunter.
Okay.
What do? They go to the bail bonds, but they put their claim in against the bail bond, saying, hey, here, I picked up the fugitive. But see, they can only deal with arresting a real person out there in their system. We don't have any person to arrest. Ours are all fiction. They're all on paper. So you take your fucking paper, your birth certificate, your Social Security card, basically slap it on the desk. Say, here's the fucking fugitive. I want the bail bond. Do you understand that?
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Well, I was pretty clear on that earlier.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm new on the call. I was invited by a fellow veteran. I just want to know what is the website that I can go to look at the documents and get caught up on the information?
Okay, there's We the People, all one word, _ shareholders with an S on the end of it, and that is a Yahoo group. So you have to sign up with Yahoo, and then you come in to this group, and there's a sign up somewhere on that welcome page, and then basically you have to put an email address in and basically determine how you want to receive any emails, whether a group or whatever, and then you have to basically go down below and type in the little code bar, and basically you automatically, then you can get into all the files. Or you can go into eConcurrent, all one word, .com/divine. And there's file folders there, and there's audio folders there, too. And that's probably the easier way to get into most of these file folders. Tom just, in eConcurrent, just set up a new folder, number 40, for this bounty hunter files that are there. But you need to go in and also get your non-UCC on file, and you do that in a private, under a registered mailing back to yourself. Okay, and listen to the calls for about the last 3 to 4 weeks. I've addressed almost all this stuff. Everything that I've been talking about leads right into this final scenario of being the bounty hunter and going into these commercial bounty courts that are sitting there. The clerk of the court is holding these bail bond accounts. And that's what all the U.S. Marshals and basically all these other accountants that are in those federal buildings are basically overseeing. They're overseeing the bail bonds. Some of that will be taxable, like the performance bond. That should be taxable. Now, these foreign commercial bounty hunters, they haven't been paying any taxes on that. And you, as a federal government owner, bounty hunter, you can go in and basically arrest a vehicle. The fugitive is that vehicle that's being produced by that commercial corporation. Instead of the funds going back to the selling the vehicle and then having Ford Motor Company or whoever make the payment out of the payment bond that they have, the bailment bond, over to the Federal Reserve Bank, you go in and arrest the vehicle. Now, you just canceled their debt. They no longer owe a debt because you have claimed the fugitive. You do that with the SF-30 and the SF-25A form and say, here, I'm arresting this vehicle. That I would get the sheriff or the U.S. Marshals involved into the process. And you can get their EINs now by going in and basically, if you ask them for it, and basically if they don't give it to you, then you call in the U.S. Marshals or whoever, the IRS. You go to them as the bounty hunter and say, hey, I need this additional information on this rogue outfit out here. I need to have their EINs. Hell, the bounty hunters go to the police officers all the time and get extra information from the police department. Watch the movies. Steve McQueen, basically, I think he was the bounty hunter way back there in the late 50s or early 60s.
I think
he understood some of this, and I think that's why they killed him in that racing car accident down in Mexico. Yeah, when you sit back and look at some of the people that have been taken out and how they were taken out and what some of the movies that they were in, basically some of them knew a little something. Even like Wesley Snipes. He knew a little something, but basically he didn't know that he was getting screwed over by his damn accountant, attorney, or whatever that took off with all his damn money.
I didn't do anything. Yeah, you could have flew it up. Oh.
Any other questions? Star 6 if you're muted. I think that's how you get unmuted, is star 6.
I got a question. I'm out here in Arizona. Do you do private seminars?
Yeah, right here.
Okay.
It's over and done with. Basically, if you can't understand this, you'll never understand it from a damn seminar. I ain't going to kiss your ass. I don't want to see your ass. Okay?
Can you give the e-concurrent website again, please?
E-concurrent. It's all one word. The letter E and then concurrent.com/divine.
Thank you.
You know the backslash or whatever it is, / or whatever. The normal slash. and then hit that, and basically you should go right to it. Use your search engine. May have a www in front of it, I don't know.
No, it doesn't need www at all.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Very seldom do you need www.
You've got another alternative site there too, don't you, Tom? They put the files on.
It's the same site. It's just got the access of We the People Shareholders.pk.
Say that again, Tom, slowly.
We the People Shareholders.pk.
You could try that website.
That's the same website.
Oh, it's the same website? Okay.
Yes.
E-concurrent, but then it's got We the People. Okay.
Yeah, it's just easier to get. No, it's just a different name to get to the same place.
Okay.
Patrick, you're saying that the non-UCC designated with the annotation of bailee, bailer, is what gives the authority to be or to go in as a bounty hunter?
Yes. See, you're addressing that everything out here. And basically, even when we wrote that up, we were doing on our non-UCCs, we were addressing our fictional person as being the bailor, bailing all the assets back to us as the bailee. See, initially, we were the bailor to him, to our slave. We bailed all the items over to our slave, the initial letters of credit. So now he, under this non-UCC, we're coming in and basically filing this to basically address that he has to bail everything back to us. And this is a non-UCC, so you have to mark it non-UCC. You do not file this with the state or the county. This is a private document. You file it under a registered mail number back to yourself. But after you post it and you put a stamp on there, you sign and date that because you're the postmaster of your post box, okay, address, and you mail that back to yourself. But you run copies of it beforehand, and then you now hold the original in an unopened registered mail letter that you stick into your Bible, as that is your official universal banking book. Then you can turn around and be the certifier of those copies that you have, because you are the holder and the owner of that original document. And they can't question that. You don't need no stinking public notary out here. Only the commercial industry needs those guys. The private world doesn't. The real world, the republic world, doesn't need public notaries. That was all English bullshit. Commercial English bullshit. No, this is too damn simple. I mean, basically, it's almost unbelievable when you really think about it. But it's right there. I mean, it's gone on in this country about all the bounty hunters and everything else. Yeah. You can become rich overnight. You don't have to be the dipsy dumpster diver. You can be the bounty hunter. $100,000 a day until you run out of judges or attorneys. And I know there's a lot of people who like to go back after some of these attorneys, especially the attorney that basically was on the other side of the divorce case.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
Man,
they were in there putting a bounty against your marriage certificate. Shit, they were drawing off 10% right off the top. You just didn't know that you had a bail bonds there under that marriage certificate.
Patrick, how are we able to tap into that?
You liquidate it. SF-30.
Okay.
The same way you do your Social Security account. SF-30, 1414, 1418, 1416.
Yes, sir.
And you modify the contract. You order the complete liquidation per UCC 2A, Section 505. Right there, it says you can cancel this damn contract at any point in time for total liquidation of, and you're coming as the bounty hunter and as the owner of those bail bonds. Just like all these bail bond people out here, basically, if the fugitive basically doesn't show up for court, basically, who gets the bail bond? The bail bond person. He gets all the assets under those bonds. Now, the bounty hunter, basically, he will put a claim in and take 10% of those bail bonds if the fugitive is returned into the court system. Because then the court will turn around and release the bond back to the bail bond person. Go talk to a bail bondsman if you need to have some substantiation about what the shit I'm talking about.
No, sir, I believe you. Nobody else teaches this shit like you. Nobody else.
The problem is with most of these other gurus out here, including Rod Class, they've got some good knowledge, but they don't have the big picture about the whole banking system in the process out here. And when they can't put the banking system into their system, they're missing the big picture, because everything out here is about banking. Just banking and unjust banking. Nothing more. All these laws and everything else, they don't apply to us. The Constitution does not apply to us in most cases. It addresses certain things to the other law enforcement people that are under the Constitution, the public servants, stating what powers we have in the process, and that's also what the amendments do. The amendments are the American commandments. The statutes out there are also out there to basically put a protective layer, in some cases, between us, the owners, and basically the corporations. And then even the codes of law have some good things in there, because they've got all the rewards posted right there that we can go after. Hell, they did us a good deal. Yeah, instead of being $100,000 for the arrest of one of these damn fraudulent people, it's now $1 million. They jacked up the reward on the person, just like in the damn westerns. The guy started out as $1,000 reward. Now he's up to $5,000 reward. Now some people are going to go after him.
Shit cannot be this easy. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. We can start taking, and then basically then, when we also get those guys arrested, we take them into a judicial court to where no bar attorneys can go in to that court because it's going to be a republic court in the process, judicial court, and you will come in as a private attorney general. And when you come in as the private attorney general in the process, you will basically work with the government de jure officer in the prosecution of that individual, and basically the fines and everything else. You will split 50-50.
How do you become a private attorney general?
You are automatically a private attorney general.
Okay.
When you come of age.
It clicked. I was thinking about
out in several documents out there. Even the Supreme Court has recognized the people as being a private attorney general. You don't need to have a bar license to be an attorney.
The bar is formed.
A man of law.
Okay, Patrick, I have a question for you.
Okay, speak up a little more.
Okay, I have a question for you. My question is, when we do the non-UCC, do we have to use special paper, like the bond paper? Okay,
no.
So regular paper is fine?
No, it's coming back to you.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's
I have a question.
However you want to do it. It's your document. Okay?
Right, okay.
Okay?
What about the GSA forms?
So what?
The SF-25, SF-25A, does it have to be
Just print it out on regular printer paper.
Okay. So
if you want to go the extra route, go with a little heavier paper.
Okay.
But you don't need to have any special.
Okay. I was in the reserves. Is that a different DD-214? I was in regular Army and the reserves.
I don't think they give you a bounty in there. Basically, they shouldn't be giving a bounty to a woman anyway. But basically, they put you in, and basically, you basically had, when you signed up, you basically gave a bailment bond. You set up a UCC contract trust under that registration number into the service.
Okay, so
most men did it. Most men did it when they turned 18 under the selective service number. Okay, but a woman was not supposed to be in the damn military. They were supposed to be in the damn kitchen, in a man's estate.
Patrick,
you're under your father,
you're right.
or yeah.
But I wasn't. So now, therefore.
Yeah, you screwed up, didn't you?
I'm aware of that now.
Yeah.
And I agree with you wholeheartedly.
You were supposed to find a good man and basically make him protect you.
You're right. You know something? You're absolutely right. But under the circumstances, it didn't go that way. And so now I realize where I should have been. And I realize that because of the state that this whole world is in with these kids running amok, I realize that now. But nonetheless, I joined, unbeknownst of me, with no guidance. So I just need to know the number that I use on the amended, on the second page of the non-UCC when it actually.
If you've got a military document, turn around and try and take it into the military bounty records or the military records at your state county recorder's office and have them filed in there, and then basically they will give your wet ink signature copy back, your discharge document back, and then basically, see, you only have basically one item. They're pretty much all merged under that one discharge number, in the process.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
That's where it was supposed to be discharged. All your assets are discharged under that discharging record. And then you can get certified copies of it, and you can file this anywhere in the country, in any county. So if this county won't do it, go over to the next county over and try and file it in their records.
Okay.
Okay? I've got mine filed in 2 different counties.
Okay.
And I get certified copies out of each county if I want them. But now, basically, I'll be shutting the whole thing down and basically taking all that shit away from the damn Department of Defense and say, hey, I ain't going to let you build any more damn bombs or any more damn nuclear power submarines. You're not doing what basically you're supposed to be doing. You're out here supporting the damn bankers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. And so my last question is in reference to, you made a comment, I think it was last week on a call, someone had asked about child support. Oh, I do have another question. What if you're divorced? That marriage license is no longer in existence, correct?
A what? The marriage license is what?
Divorce? What if you were married and you got a divorce?
The marriage license is still out there. You haven't terminated that bond. You haven't picked up those bail bonds.
Wow.
They're still sitting there.
Interesting.
You think these guys are going to shut those things down? No.
Wow.
They're still sucking the life out of them. They want them to build up, and then after you die, 10 years after you die, they come in and claim it all as abandoned property. That's how these Jezebel bankers work.
Wow. And so you also mentioned that the child support is taken off of the marriage license in a married couple when they go to court. Is that correct?
You take them all in. Basically, you take as many as you want in there, and basically, once you start this, the damn Secret Service, the U.S. Marshals, the IRS, and probably the FBI will probably all get involved in basically bringing all those items and asking you for any other additional items. Your bank accounts. Those bank accounts are also a UCC contract trust. You deposit money into your checking account. Do you pay the bills out of your checking account? No. Not from the deposits. The bills are paid out of the FDIC insurance, the performance bond.
Okay.
You're putting your money into the payment bond. But people walk away from that bank and basically never close those accounts down properly.
Okay.
So I can take all the SS forms, go back to a bank account I haven't closed down, and the accounts, I may not use them no more, use those and close them down and get all the money from the payment bond in.
Yes, and see, that's where the Secret Service will come in because they're over the Enterprise Financial Management System, and they know every fucking account you've ever had in your lifetime.
All right. And I got another question. I have a 401A state-funded
Shut the damn thing
retirement.
down.
I do that with the modifications too, right? With the SF forms, just tell them to the deposit.
You can do it with that form and basically turn around and send it in.
All right. So I send it to them. Send it directly back to them. And then if they don't
comply, then basically turn around and take it into the bankruptcy court.
Okay. With the badge that I'm about to order.
Yeah.
All right. Hell yeah. Oh, and another thing go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. What badge? I got on the call late. Will you explain the badge?
Okay. I posted some documents up there about getting a federal government owner bounty hunters badge. And you get your 98 series EIN number as a foreign grantor trust EIN. And that is your badge number because you are federal, or foreign stands for federal government. The federal government is foreign to the national government and to this commercial fraudulent government that's out here right now. this fraudulent state of, and the fraudulent all capital United States. They're commercial states. And they're in total violation of the Constitution.
You understand that?
Right.
None of these judges that have a bar license are valid judges. You give them validity when you go walking into the door and say, hey, I'm here. You just said, I am the fugitive. I am the principal debtor. I am the principal surety. I'm here. And they said, thank you very much. We're going to fuck the living shit out of you.
Patrick, one other question. Will the Secret Service, FBI, and all those guys contact any of us individually to assist us, or just to question us?
When you go in as a bounty hunter and you put your documents into the process claiming your bailments, they will come out of the woodwork to help you.
Check tomorrow. I ordered it a long time ago.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
All right, well, give me a list.
Mute out.
And also, I know that we don't never file anything because we're the boss, but once we get our badge back, is there anything we need to record or notify, or we just basically notify everybody once we get it back, let them know where we stand at?
You wear your badge of authority. You basically, with your badge, you trump all other badges out there.
Right.
They're public servants. You are basically the owner and the bounty hunter from your state republic.
Okay. So once I get my badge back, I don't need to do nothing else.
You have to work through these other law enforcement offices out here because they are the ones that have the jurisdiction to go against the corporations.
Right.
Okay.
Because I've been talking to them, like you said, and they've been listening to me because they see they couldn't arrest me because of the paperwork I did. Because they actually came to try to get me, and they couldn't touch me. And they was like, man, they was like, man, how, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I stand on my word, and I prove it through paperwork, but you go through presumption and assumption. And I can't allow that. I have to let you know where I stand, and this is where it's set. Here's the paperwork. And this is how we do it,
Yeah.
You can actually go
when
out
you
here,
get that 98 series number, that is your badge number. It's issued by the by the Treasury Department and the IRS.
Okay.
Making you an official bounty hunter, a lawful owner that you can come in and claim your fugitives. And it came out of Philadelphia. Where was the Declaration of Independence signed? Philadelphia. Where was the Articles of Confederation signed? Philadelphia. Where was the first or the Constitution signed? Philadelphia.
Patrick,
Yeah, that's where really the de jure government of the country was. That was the home seat.
Okay.
Patrick,
and all these are up there. All right. So I'm gonna just go up there, and I'm gonna do it. I've been following it. Every step you do, I've been doing it. So hell yeah. All right.
Next question.
Why are you going to
Speak up. You women basically have to start throwing your voice a little more if you want to ask questions, or else basically go get a man and ask the question for you.
Why would you go to the Treasury and the IRS to get this badge and have them issue it for you, as opposed to being the lawful man or woman and going, either having it done yourself or some other avenue?
Because it's all about banking.
Yep.
Well,
you would go to the Treasury,
you don't,
the banker. You would go to the chief banker. And the chief banker in this country is the Treasury Department.
But the
Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, was a banking declaration of independence, going from a commercial banking system into a just banking system. That's what the Declaration of Independence is all about. It was not about anything else. It's all about banking. The whole Bible is all about banking of your labor. Okay? Getting just exchangement for your labor. The Articles of Confederation was a first cut at setting up a just banking government in this country. It failed because they needed to have 100% agreement between all the colonies. That's why they rewrote it as the Constitution to have 2/3 majority, a tribunal, a temple, 3 judges, 2/3, 2 out of 3. Okay? You could have had, basically prior to Roosevelt and everything, you could have come in and basically gotten a tribunal ruling having your 2 state senators and the president pro tem of the Senate pass a private law for you to draw funds out of the Treasury Department, National Treasury, that's located in Philadelphia or controlled out of Philadelphia.
I can follow the way you're saying. What I do not agree with, because I can't follow it, is that you don't go to another source that is under and created by, quote unquote, the people, to have them issue you something, just like the passport, which I've tried to express this on other calls in the past. Same thing.
They are just concurring that you have a right to be labeled a foreign grantor, a federal government item to basically draw against the Treasury. That's all they're doing. They're giving you concurrence. You have to apply. You have to call this office up on the phone and talk to them. You have to prove that you're alive. To get any other EIN, you just do it online. You fill out a form. This one, you have to go and you have to show that you are the living individual. Does that make sense now?
Well, I can follow what you're saying. There's something there that is for me to overcome, I guess, for the block or to work.
You slow down. Sleep on the other side of your brain tonight and think about it tomorrow, because you're using the female side of your brain and you're not thinking properly.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Okay? I'm sorry to say that, but basically that's your problem. You're trying to analyze something different than making. You're not making it simple. Think as a little child, okay? That's what you're supposed to do. Huh?
Okay, so if you're doing that, then you aren't thinking about IRS and Treasury.
No. They're basically, the IRS is there as a protector for the de jure also. It's not the commercial IRS that we're dealing with here out of Philadelphia.
I'll rethink it.
They will help us. The IRS went and got my 98 for me when I sent my forms out to Ogden, Utah. Yeah, and they came back and said, hey, I was trying to make my Social Security number into a foreign grantor EIN.
Yeah.
They knew what I wanted. Okay?
Well, how did Verdell, or however, I'm not clear on the name, how did she find out that they had, what did you say, with the trustee has been terminated?
The trustee, basically, they sent her a letter. They reopened her bankruptcy case when she put an SF-30 in. Okay? But she did not come in as the bounty hunter and as the owner yet, but the bankruptcy court reopened the case and then turned around and shut it down after they said that the trustee is no longer to have any authority over her accounts.
And she has that in writing?
Yes, it's in writing.
Okay.
She got a letter from them.
Okay, great. Okay.
Last Thursday. And I think Friday she sent the copy to me.
Yeah, and I do follow with what you're saying, and in her for what she's done so far, apparently, and with what you're doing, then that would be the correct step with the bounty hunter. Agreed.
Yeah, well, the bounty hunter could have gone in and fired that damn trustee right there on the spot, because those damn trustees are turning around, and in all your actions in the bankruptcy court, those trustees basically are in there working for the Bar Association, putting a bounty claim in under their bar license against your assets in bankruptcy.
Yeah,
they're ripping you off 10%.
Yeah, I am very aware of that. Some of these PAGs, these private attorney generals, and ones working as bounty hunters. Now, I don't know what their previous processes were, but some of them have been arrested when they've gone out of their so-called, quote, state unstate. So
yes, because they've been turning around and going in the wrong process. They didn't have their 98 numbers. They didn't have their authority in the process.
Yeah, that was what I assumed. But
yeah, they've been trying to act like a rogue nation, like some of these people going out here and basically, I'm going to set up this Indian nation, and then I'm going to come in and basically go against these people. Sort of like the Montana Freemen. Basically, they were so damn close, and the government tried to give them every break in the world, but they turned around and threw themselves in jail. They could have walked away free.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but yeah.
Because they hadn't really caused any harm yet.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you
Okay,
for expounding
I have
on that.
I have a mortgage question for you. What do you do if you already have a sale date? They've already set up a sale date. How do you handle that?
You do the SF-30, and you go in with the 1414 and your 1416 and 1418 and file that in against that damn account. And you come in as the bounty hunter. You're the owner of that damn property, and basically you modify that contract. You say the contract, the bonds are there, and they paid that full property. If it's a sales for a property tax sale, you go in under the certificate of title to the house.
Okay.
You take that into the bankruptcy court and order the complete liquidation. Here, I am turning in this fugitive. I am here to claim the bounty bonds, the bail bonds. The banks never loaned anything. It was your signature. That fictional person, your shadow person. But you, as the original, gave your autograph to release the credits. So you were the bailor over to your fictional bailee, and now he has bailment bonds in place, and you now, as the owner and as the bounty hunter, can come in and claim 100% of those bailment bonds and the liquidation of that mortgage settlement.
Can you put these forms in the local court?
You can put them into the local court, send them in by certified mail, or basically you come in under your 98 series number as a bounty hunter and owner, and you go and get the sheriff to come up and witness this.
Wow.
Okay, but do you have to have the badge? So you just getting the... Okay.
Well, try and get a badge.
Okay, I already have a 98 number. I just don't have a badge. But can you put the forms in before?
If you got a credit card out there, basically you can probably get it sent to you in the next 2 or 3 days.
Okay. All right. So the best way is to just put them in, send them certified mail so you don't have to bother the sheriff?
I'd like to have the sheriff come in, because basically then you want the damn take the sheriff up there, and you also want to get the EIN for that court, and for the damn prosecuting attorney, and for the magistrate judge. I want the EINs for all these personnel. And basically, then if they don't comply, I can turn around and I will file a $100,000 bounty claim against their bonds.
Shit.
Yeah.
And all of these are already uploaded up there.
We've been addressing Title 15, Section 1 and 2. We just didn't see that that's the reward. That's the reward poster sitting right there for all these crooks.
Yeah. And then we do not have to contact the local congressman or anything else to become
you can arrest that local congressman too.
Because it's damn.
He probably got a bar license too.
Oh man.
Your county commissioners, they're all in there in fraud. Why does the sheriff not go out on an arrest? Why is he never the one out front there arresting anybody?
He's in the game with them.
No.
Pay the peacekeeper.
All the deputies are commercial agents. Even though the sheriff is getting a kickback, he has been told to stand down. Because he is really, first off, a republic officer.
Right. He's the only elected one, that's why.
But yeah, I mean, basically, just think about it. When have you ever seen, really, except maybe in some of these damn fraudulent movies out here, to where the sheriff ever really goes out and ever arrests anybody? It's always the deputies.
Deputies, right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Patrick, can we recap something? All right, I have a local case in the court. It's a foreclosure case. And I need to stop it because I have a court date for to appear next month.
You take your mortgage, you take your SF-30, you take all that shit and go down to the bankruptcy court. And you come in as the bounty hunter and the owner of those contracts.
So
those are the forms you need to file into the bankruptcy, or take them into the federal district court.
We don't need to do the bill of credit no more.
Huh?
We don't need to do the bill of credit no more. Just do those SF
You can get the payoff bill and basically have that also. Ask them, what's the full payoff? I want you to give me a full payoff for this mortgage.
Okay, I take the forms and go into U.S. District Court and tell them that I want with my badge, and tell them that I want the with the forms, and I want to settle. I want to liquidate the mortgage.
I can't hear the question at all.
Okay, Patrick, can you just slow down and go over the process one more time?
You get those forms. Listen to this again. The SF-30. Listen. The SF-30. The SF-1416, to where you assign yourself as the owner, as the federal government owner and bounty hunter. That's your new title that you want to use out here for you.
Okay.
Then you also do the SF-1416 for the payment bond under that mortgage contract. This mortgage contract is a UCC contract trust, okay, with the bank. It's not a full-fledged mortgage, okay? The bank never gave you anything, okay? Then you do the SF-1418. Those are simple little forms, okay? You put down the values. You can basically go and get the sheriff to go down and say, I want a complete look at all the records. If they won't do it, go and get the U.S. Marshals to come into that bank, if it's a federal bank or a national bank. say I want a complete accounting of that. You come in, the problem is they get you into court and try and make you the principal surety, not the principal assured. We're the owner of this country. We're not the surety. We own this country. We gave a bailment out here. Now, they've been using that bailment for their benefit. They're trying to steal it totally away from us, and then they're also trying to take the house away from us, too. You can do a UCC against that house for a labor claim. You bought the house for $100,000. Go and put a labor claim, UCC, filed with the Secretary of State for $250,000 against that property. They can't move that property then. You have to be paid first. All labor claims have to be settled first before any other claim can be settled.
Hey, Patrick, what about repos? Like if your car got repoed and they already took it and they sold it, so how do you go
get a fucking new car, okay? Get your other shit. Close down your Social Security accounts. Close down your certificate of live birth. You're going to have millions of dollars.
All right, so if I got the 98 and I start getting credits, can I open up a Treasury Direct account now and get a debit and start using those credits from the 98?
Why would you want to get a Treasury Direct account or a Direct Express account? Do you know where those come from?
Just wait.
Yeah.
All right.
Those come from the Department of the Treasury. They're not coming from the Treasury Department. The Department of the Treasury is a derivative of the original. They're a commercial organization.
All right. I got you. So just wait then.
Yes.
All right. So we don't need to send in the. So we just send in the SF forms for all the stuff we need. We don't need to send in the bill of credits with it no more. Just send it, and we'll be all right.
Well, you can get the bill of credit. It's a plus if you've got it.
No, it's the bill of credit. Okay.
Okay?
Because I see Treasury Direct on there.
You get more substantiating evidence.
All
okay?
Right. Okay, that's it. I'm good. Appreciate it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm all right. I just
you let them hang themselves. They think that you're the dummy, that yet if you ask for this, they won't think that you know what to do anything with it. So they'll be glad to give it to you because they've had case studies out here of all these other nitwits out here going into court and basically handing the house over to them. So they don't think anything of giving you some of these documents. That if you understand what these documents are, you can use them against them. Especially now that you've had your eyes opened up to basically what they're doing out here in their commercial monetary system. See, that's where most of these other gurus out there, they have no idea about what I'm talking about, and they think that I'm an arrogant asshole. Well, I am, okay? I'll admit it. I'm arrogant as hell. But I'm right on the money.
Yeah. I could charge a lot of money.
So, okay, any other questions?
Hello, can you hear me?
Read over those documents. Understand. Get your badge. Start being a bounty hunter. Okay?
Yep.
Call tonight, Tom. It's 2 hours.
Hey,
Thank you, Patrick.
one more question.
I gotta really go over this call. Got a lot of packed information in there.
Well, there's somebody trying to ask a question. Ask it right now.
Okay, well, we'll be
Have
able to
a
get a
question,
recording
somebody?
of this call.
Hey. One at a time.
Yeah, really.
I think they may just.
Was
be
there a
talking.
question?
What we got here?
Will there be a recording of the call?
Yes. Tom will have that posted if he doesn't mess it up again.
Well,
I'm sorry, Tom.
No, it's actually it's been uploading incomplete. It's the website's problem, and I
know
need to
you've been having internet problems and everything. So please give Tom a little break. The link should be posted on the We the People, or the whole audio should be posted back onto the e-concurrent sometime tomorrow morning. Okay?
Well, the link,
There's a callback number. There's a callback number. Do you know what those last five digits of the callback number is, Tom?
3658.
Okay.
Same
Same call-in number, but 3658, and then you still have to punch in the code to get in.
Right.
So you can listen to the callback.
I usually get the link up right away in the link section of the Yahoo group, and if you click the link, it's also downloadable there. So there's two avenues to download it in case. Right now, I've been having trouble that when I upload it, it tells me it's complete, but it ends up not being complete. And one day I had to do it 4 times with the hosting service, watching it until it completed correctly.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but it should be.
Yeah, it will be posted eventually.
Right. It gets up. It downloads to me fine. It's the uploading process that's having problems.
Tom?
Yeah?
What are you using to upload it with?
FileZilla.
Okay, if you use FileZilla, go into the settings into FileZilla and turn off all of the secured features and do it as non-secure.
Okay.
And it'll go up a lot quicker.
My website is cPanel, and I've also uploaded it through the cPanel settings, and it's screwed up that way too.
You don't want to do it through the cPanel. I have a website as well. I load audio all day long. What's happening is
I'll change the
go into the settings. If you
okay, why don't you two guys get together after the call, get on Skype or something like that. Change Skype panels.
Tom, what's your Skype name?
Talk back and forth. Okay.